Okay, so we're in the living room. Give a little orientation where we're at here. This is where the old fireplace was. This is the far side. Here's our stairs going up the second story. We got posts there that are bearing. We have our kitchen on this side over here. So what the issue is this area right here. This is the wall from the upstairs, second story. They have transferred the load onto these joists in mid-span, and there is nothing underneath it. There's no beam here. These joists are those are the 2x4s that are running down, and they're just scabbed onto the side of the ceiling joists. So we need to put a new beam in here. We want to put a flush beam in, and so we get rid of everything, and we don't have anything dropping down if we can fit. So what they did here, these beams, if you look over here, these beams are sagging. There's probably about an inch, maybe a 2-inch sag in this beam here in front of me, and there's even more sag in this beam here right over the kitchen. When they put the second floor on, they shimmed to get it level. You can see the shims here. There are a lot more shims in the center of the beam where it's lowest, versus on this side there is very little. There's actually not one in that one, but you can see there that there's only about 1.5 inches versus over here it's close to like 2.5 inches or more in the center. So we're gonna, and I think actually this area here, we have about 14.5 inches from the bottom of the floor sheeting on the second floor to the low point on this ceiling joist. So we have about 14.5 inches for a beam, a flush beam to go in this space. And then we will use we're going to put new joists in here depending on what the fix is, or we will scab another joist on the side of these ones and make it flat to get that bow out of the ceiling. So we'll go back all the way over to this outside bearing wall. Okay, so that is, and the other thing we'll have to, underneath this beam, we're going to have to somehow figure out how to get posts along this beam line down in this room to support these beams, depending on the length of these beams, depending on the length of or where these posts will end up going. So this beam right here there was nothing underneath it, no post. It's just toenail on each ceiling joist running along the whole span of these here, or the beam. So that's just hanging up there is all it's doing. It's really not doing a whole lot. And same thing here. This is the other beam that's close to the outside bearing wall. That one's just hanging. It's just hanging there. But over here where they headed out for the fireplace that was torn out, this masonry fireplace, this has been left in with a post going down just to support these few joists that are right here that aren't on that, or being supported by that fireplace any longer. So